Hello and welcome. My name's Derek, and I sell physical media on eBay. I make videos about that stuff. It's not kind of exciting. This is what's sold video. It's 9 o'clock. Got some plumbers making noise. It's about an hour. It's pretty loud. There's a machine out there. No music. So, reminder to myself, there's no mail today. So I don't have to package up as soon as I'm done. But I will get it packaged later on today. That way any of those sales won't continue over until, for tomorrow's video. All right. So it turns out so far that I know it's not one because there's some pretty good sales in there, which in hopes of seeing things, views and attention and sales being where they, I don't want to say systematically, but where they're more actually supposed to be at. But again, it's not really a daily thing for me. I mean, some resellers do the dailies, like I have to have this daily amount. I'm not even really a weekly. It's good to have that structure for me wise to know on throughout the 7 days things are going to move out, and I'm going to have the sales, and after all the costs of the eBay fees and the shipping and whichever else, the payout will be $1,000. If it's a little under, let's happen, but 1,000 or more a week. But monthly, what are you striving for monthly in sales wise? That's easier to account for the sine wave, the ebb and flow, the ups and downs of the daily. So if I'm not really on for the daily, they're great, but I'm looking for the weekly payout because that's the thing that does me best is the totality of the payout. Because plumber was over, sees me through the window, and he does this, and I guess he meant there's a toilet going down, I guess. So, monthly. What are your monthly aspirations? It could be for how many do you want to list in a day? How much of those daily listings can you tangibly anticipate that are going to be sales within 30 days to help for that monthly? Now, monthly, of course, we're going to do January, February, so on and so forth. But throughout the 30 days, what are you doing to help your 30-day totality stay up? What goals are you having for yourself? So again, to me, it's not really the daily. Sometimes some weeks are a little lower, but I know what I'm doing, the pace that I do, what I do affords me to be able to have 1,000 a week payout, if not more, right? So the sales, leadership. All right. There's a few. There's a good zinger in here that's going out international, and it's strange because I just looked at that because I've watched a short video, like a 4-minute video about these, and I haven't watched much of any of the new Star Treks, but the Starfleet Academy, and someone did like a little video breakdown, and I guess someone who was like or something of that is actually someone that's in regards to the Star Trek thing that I sold. I guess I'll get to that then. So let's find out what's sold. C27. Yeah, I don't know if of the 70 people who watched the other video. So these boxes here, so they have 40, 50 CDs or things like this in there. So if there were four each, right? 4 ounces each. There's 40. Just do that easy math. These are 10, 12 pounds each. So I had both of these, right? And when I put the box on top of one, my hand was on the bottom of the box, of the bottom box. And when it's pushed down, my tips of my fingers, that box came straight down, and the tips of my fingers got caught right at that as I'm pulling straight down, and that's when I went, because it's just 20 pounds and it's right there. It's like, I felt that. Chris Rice. And it's sealed. That'll help a little. Okay, this might be it. Chris Rice. 14. So I round up or round down. It's $13.95, and I do free shipping on everything but auctions. And speaking of auctions, I got that 60 disc listed. I'm gonna just post it up as 16 jazz and blues. And yesterday I put up, however, whatever the total count is. It's like almost all of the playing cards that I've had for a long time, except the my favorite movie or favorite movie decks of cards that I sell two of every once in a while. But those are like $40 for the two. And then another sealed set. But aside of that, there's like a lot that's got like 40 individual decks. A lot of them are the two decks for like bridge and stuff. But that's enough to go. And I took down a bunch of the other. I'm getting way off topic on a lot of these things already, talking points already. Took down a bunch of a lot of other non-media, a lot of stuff that was basically $40 and less. And when I took it down, I had it still here in the in the unlisted, delisted. I went in and I did a tear peek on a couple of the higher price things, just those ones that came down, and they weren't worth it for me to. Well, there was a couple that are going to get posted back up, a couple, but out of 80 things, maybe 90, maybe there's 5 that are going back up. Everything else, a lot of that other stuff, and then all the stuff that's 50, 40. I think the lowest price is like $48 or $47, and higher. All that non-media stuff stayed, but then that I'll trickle that stuff out slowly too. I forgot where I was going with that. Oh yeah, the lots. Wiggles, wake up, Jeff. That was a good one. That's when I just resurfaced. And I grabbed the one. It is 34. Okay, so I see it right here. Well, that's not the one. Oh, because it's a CD. And this is one that I had in. Was it? Yeah, I think this is one that I had in a small lot of Wiggles stuff. There was like 5 or 6 disc media in a small Wiggles lot that I made, and I took it down, and I don't think I had to resurface it. It doesn't look like it was, but I know, yeah, and I know that I put that, that spindle hole is cracked, but it's being held on by the sticker. That acts for a little bit of structure. All right, but I had that little lot listed for like 2 years and took them down, and there was a couple that do need resurfaced, and this is not one of them. Listed it $54, 54 for a Wiggle CD. Now there's different ones that have a different front. This is the one that's worth a little more, but it's going to be, in all common sense, it's going to be something that's likely going to be out there because most people or most places that sell physical media are just going to see it as another piece of physical media and put it out there. We're not going to realize, oh, that's a $50. They don't care. Most of them don't. And that's how and why I keep busy. Because these thrift stores don't know or don't care. They know about the things that are easier to know that they can easily sell. And there's a lot of physical media that comes through. All right, B8. Got to get a book. Totally Tasteless. Actually, this is a book on fairly inappropriate jokes. Not like all that kind of inappropriate like that, but not really. Well, so already. Oh, no. Wow. Oh, no. I'm not even, I mean, some of these I'm just not going to say. Not that my channel is large enough for anything to really matter, but so I don't understand that one, so I'm not going to. So I probably should have read this just to kind of get my own entertainment from it. But already, yeah, it is in some sense totally tasteless. $28. I had that one for a while. Let's see if I can see a date stamp. It does have one. July of 2023. So 2.5 years. So if anyone really wants to read for themselves, yeah, Totally Tasteless by Blanche. Blanche Knott, Knott. All right, second verse, same as the first. Back to this. C44. Yes, I got all that other stuff put away. Got some more media stuff that was in the closet around the corner here. All that media stuff is out of there, and it's all in these boxes, all of it, or in the little drawer thing. That now all of my first class, almost all of the first class, is all in one small drawer. VHSs are culminating in there. The PC video games are in those drawers now. So it's just more compact and consolidated. Counterparts, tragedy will end us. It's got the slipcover CD here. $14. This is one of my favorites. It's one of them. Wow. That's what I call Country Volume 17. Sealed. 19. So these will sell. But now, the wow, those very anything that really has these, not everything, but a lot of things that have these different volumes, especially the higher ones you get. If you can find the earlier ones, they're most likely going to be lower or less prints of them. But some people really, really want these. They collect these specific CDs. And they want all of them. Some will just have however they have it. So it's a lot of physical media. I believe most physical media buyers are collectors in. We're all collectors of something in one way, manner, fashion, or form. I believe that most physical media buyers, are collectors, and they're at very, very specific things that they're looking for. They understand the listing of the items. They understand those nuances. They understand that if I had, this cracking right here, I do have a. So is what I do. I get a picture like this, right, and it's not going to be a whole lot that I'm going to have to zoom, really get my camera close to. It's not a whole lot. It's clear enough, right? And all on, you're getting this, but this is damaged right here. So I'll get a picture of the front, picture of the back, right? So I'll load up this first picture, no matter the orientation, I'll fix it for the picture. And then I'll upload this picture again, and I'll just go in and I'll just crop it all the way down. And now you have a picture of this specifically. So even if I don't write in the listing, case is cracked, if someone gets to be like, oh, dude, the case is cracked, you didn't write that in the listing, then that at least lets me know that you opened up the listing and you went into the listing to see that I didn't write it in there, which then tells me that as soon as you open up that listing, that picture of that damage is right there. So you don't have to write it in there. eBay policies about how you describe stuff. A picture is worth more than the words that are not written. A couple years ago, eBay changed that. When they did a bunch of the, especially top-rated seller protections, a couple years ago, they they added a bunch of different, like, oh yeah, you know what? That does make sense. You didn't write what can be seen, but it's better to be able to see what the issue is. So, tangent. C37, another good CD. This one is going to be easy to find because it's an SACD, and this might be it. Box is upside down anyhow. Yep. Lauren Mazel, Cleveland Orchestra. Cleveland Orchestra still selling left and right. SACD. So it's a higher sampling rate. So when it's recorded and then put on the machine, that's going to have the final information in order for it to be, it's going to be a better quality CD disc, and it's going to be a better bit rate, which is going to get imprinted on the CD at a slower rate, so more information can get in that same spot. So it's the same thing as like millimeter films or exposure or like a telescope. The longer you have a telescope looking one spot, the more you're going to get out of it. The more light you're going to be able to get. Yeah, 48. 48. And my talking energy this morning, I'm noticing it for myself already. You'd think that I drank 10 espressos. It's espresso, not espresso. You get him, Weird Al. You get him. D11. Oh, this is actually just got. I really don't think it ended up selling for this, but it. D11 should be. D11. Billy Zane. Lake Consequence. So this is one that I got that when I scanned it, I don't remember exactly, but I remember saying in the sourcing video that the other cover art. I don't remember any of these, and yeah, I don't remember the exact cover art. Maybe it was this one. I don't remember, but that one's closer to like $50-$60. This one is 19. Is going across the pond. Gotta get a book. Honor Blackman's Book of Self-Defense. 6, 8 months maybe I've had this. 1966. So a pull push. So people in their gis. Now, assuming that someone who would be coming at you is going to have thinner, easier grabbable garments, you're always going to want to start from the top, work your way down as you're trying to attempt to grab them. If they're coming at you, grab them. But you let them come at you. Any type of fight, you let them come at you. Because their momentum is going to be their bad point. And then, yeah, you'd be able to just grab them, just pull them to the ground. And as soon as they're up, it makes things a lot easier. Your opponent's on the ground. Especially face down. But other ways on how, you grab and pull that way, but you're going to want to come down as well. Because if you're not successful in that and they're still above you, you have ultimately the legs and the knees that you could just roll right on. Grab your arms on, pull them down. But at that second that person is coming down, you're getting back up. There you go. Okay. Change of scenery. Reminds me of So We Meet Again. If you've ever seen the movie Ink, you know what I mean. So We Meet Again. C40, Ann Wilson. Yeah, Ann Wilson. Just don't know if it's that Ann Wilson. I mean, yeah, it's that Ann Wilson. Ann Wilson. It might be down here. Ann Wilson. Ann Wilson. 17. I'm serious. So I did sell, and I had, and at that point when I sold that DVD, it was signed by what the? It was signed by the director or whomever, and it's up for like $25. And there's a frequenter who goes to the Savers up here by the name of Mark, and I let him watch it because I would say that when a handful of years ago when he didn't know me and I didn't know him, and then he come over like, "Hey, I know you." I was like, "Yep." So we meet again. He goes, "You said that like 5 times. We see each other." It's like, "Yeah, it's from this movie Ink." If you've never seen the movie Ink, give it a watch. It's a very, very low budget, but good low budget, and very, very phenomenally done for that low budget and that imagination. In the entire undertone and moral in the entire story has a massive undertone as well. All right. I usually don't get that crazy into movies like that, talk about them like that. I'm more episodic. And even at that, I still can't really watch a 20-minute episode of anything. B30. Got to get a book. This Nelson Giant Print Bible in a box. Now I have it. I don't have it really in the description, right? It looks like it's been opened a handful of times. Gold gilt. It's not indexed. And I think this is the one, like, one of the, no, dedication pages are clean. Right, so that's giant print. If it's been used, it's very, very lightly. I think I paid $8 for this quite a while ago. I got 55. So, older Bibles, gold, gilt, leather, giant print, large print for any type of book usually doesn't do well for me, but a Bible that's very, very clean. Oh, got to get these two things. These two air feet, diabetes things. So at one point I probably had 10, maybe. We're selling them off individually, maybe $30 each. And then after a while, to bring the price down a bit here and there. I do have a pair that I use, and if these wouldn't have sold, because these don't have a date stamp, so I've had them for over 3 years. Um, I would have just kept these and put them in my other shoes or boots. But they sold, the two of them, for $44. CD C39. C39, Spirit and Sound. I'm gonna go to the spirit and the sound. It's where I get never be. Norman Greenbaum. I should have called it No One Greenbaum, because no one sings that song. 13. This Charm. I think this is one I got. I don't remember, but if it's what I'm thinking I got on Lee Road when that Goodwill was closing down, went out of business, right? So it's probably like 60 cents. 13. Complete book of fortune. Complete fortune teller. The complete fortune teller. All right, that's it. So teacup, card streams, numerology, astrology, palmistry, I guess so. Diane Hawthorne. Get this at Savers within 6 months, maybe. $2-3. Yeah, I don't think that this specific year or this one had really sold much or that often enough. But I'm like, for $2, someone's just going to want something that's clean like this. 1937. So 90 years old. So it's a nice, definitely vintage, almost antique range. I'll call it antique. For a book. And 48. There's another pretty decent CD, 33. Oliver Nelson, Sound Pieces. Oliver Nelson, Sound Pieces. 24. Guess another stack. And they got one of these DVD. Well, I've sold a couple. D50 or D40. I got a bunch of these. So one of these ones, I think it's this MD Geist. Yeah, so it's a combo soundtrack of these. Right, but the actual like series and DVD or the whatever this is, they're not cheap. But this is a combo sidetrack or soundtrack that has little remainder mark cuts on it. And so I still have 12 left, and this one sold for 26. The other ones I sold for more, but again, over a period of time, I'm going to bring the price down a little. It's going to help move them. That's probably the third one in 6 months I've sold. But for the 30 cents or 20 cents, I think it was $5 I came back with a. You know what? Let me see if I got these when I was when I started YouTube. July of 20 or June of 2024 is when I got them. So it would not be for like another 6 more months until I'll be gracing YouTube with my enamoring presence. D15. "28 days later." This is a not lenticular, right? This is just a regular one. 28 days later, full screen. So, like I said in the sale of the video of the sale of the lenticular cover one, there's full screen and widescreen and special editions and regular and so on and so forth. So, but with the new, what is it, 28 years later now is what it is that just came out or is coming out. Um, $11. So a lot of these entertainment franchises like that, when things are brought back to the attention, again with like Stargate, um, things like that will start to get a resurgence and interest from a lot of people. Oh, here comes the good one. And speaking of a franchise with the word star in it, so this Renegades, right? There's no, at least right here, notice there's no word of Star Trek or anything along those lines within here, and I'm going to best assume why. Um, so, and it's, you know, you could tell on what that's supposed to represent, but somebody wants to avoid copyright and they want to make a fan film, and they did. And it's called Renegades, or the group I'm going to guess are the Renegades. And by the looks of it, it's Nichelle Nichols, Kurt Koenig, what's his name? Walter Koenig, and who else is in here? Tim Russ, who played Tuvok in Voyager. Walter Koenig, TOS, Nichelle Nichols, Terry Farrell, who played in DS9 as I forget her species. Robert Beltran played Chakotay on Voyager. Gary Graham, not remembering right now. Manu, I don't know who member that is. The Sirach Lofton played Avery in DS9, Captain Sisko's boy. And Aaron Eisenberg played the young Ferengi, Quark's son. I forget his name. So it was compiled by FanFilm. And this is going across the pond. I've had it for a little while, not too long. 4, 6, 8 months maybe. 174. Beam him out, Scotty. Nickelodeon. Rocket Power. Just listed a few days ago. $11. Not a lot, but 50 cents. I paid whatever I paid for it. Spent it, got it back. It's on its way gone. Well, not the money, the product. Should only be a couple more. Indeed. D37. History Channel. Another one. It is not a repeat buyer, but another one of these History Channel ones. These a lot of them with this pink, kind of a bright fuchsia, if you will. Look for them. History Channel, Discovery Channel, A&E. A lot of those. The Man Who Killed Kennedy. 19. Big guy here, Choo Choo. D4, Neil Sakata. Yeah, I hear it. D4, 14. No, it's just sound reverberation from the bathroom. D2, hot licks. Hot licks. Hot licks with Larry Coryell, 23. Do a refresh since I took up at least 30 minutes yammering on. All right, so that is 21 sales for 821. However, 716 product costs received. So it's those handful of international sales. So if I didn't have those international sales, if that's one way on how we can parse this, you ever came up with words? You probably thought about the ending of some words and then think that there's going to have to be words that you're going to have to say after some of those words that are going to make things kind of sound like what they're not. Kind of the way on how the QWERTY keyboard kind of established. It wasn't just like, I know what the letters are, I'm just going to throw them wherever. It was established by the common use of letters and how often they are and how the hand naturally works. So whoever made the typewriters in the first place had some forethought. There were times when the throw arms, I want to say that's what they're called our throw arms, when the throw arms would cross. That's just from people typing too fast for the actual response and the machinery to be able to react to. I guess that's the problem with most communication, right? On technology and communication. Because you want things to be able to get there quicker. Do things quicker. And here we go. That's basically what technology does, is just makes things easier and or also quicker. So if it wasn't for the international rate, that's almost $180 Blu-ray. A $44 book, a $19 DVD. I think that was it. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's not the $800 that I said. It's about $100 less than that. Well, I don't want that $100 less because of the international fees that I'm not going to get. Nope, I'll take a sell. No matter, I buy stuff to sell stuff. I don't care where it's going. If I'm making good enough return on it, and all the logistics line up and make sense. Makes sense to buy it, right? If that's what you do. There's people who don't buy stuff to resell. There's people who day trade. There's people who code. There's things like that. But that's what I do. So if there's money to be made in it, physical media wise, I'm going to buy it. And the international fees and stuff, yeah, I don't pay for them, and I'm not getting those charges and stuff, but stuff gone, and I'm making the money on it. So that's going to wrap that one up. Like what you heard, what you saw, look what you learned. Oh, there was all kinds of stuff in this one here. It's already a long video, and I'm not doing any packaging, but I am going to go down to transportation. Oh, I told myself this last night. Something free for viewers. Okay, so I'm going to take, let me get these actually, because showing this is a requirement for what I'm going to say and do. Remember, yes, there's one more book to the left. It's this dark brown one. Remember these books? I'm not going to go by any title or any author. Just know that if it has barcode, it was scanned for 2 different places to see if they would take it in an app, phone app, or the books. And Eagle Saver, whatever is in here, is either they won't take or they can't take. I'm not done. Hold on. All right. This is not as oblong. Well, it's not really oblong. It's just long for that. All right. So this here, this entire box, you can see is basically 2 DVDs if you put them on their sides going upward, and it is a complete cube in regards to that. So these are only DVDs. There's these 4 CDs, and well, you can't really see that because I've got, like, those are in a metal rack. And then the entire bottom is filled with CDs. The total quantity, I don't know, and I'm going to say. However, is what I am going for is for viewers to have a chance to get something free, just for kicks and giggles. If you can guess, this is a one-time thing for this. If you can guess on the total dollar amount, the exactly dollar in cents and change, if you get that to the penny, I will give you a coupon for my store for double that exact amount. If whoever the viewer is, or whoever the viewers are who are responding to this, if you get it within the dollar amount, I'll give you a coupon for that dollar amount. So if I get $12.81, and some guess it's $12.81, they're going to get $24.25.62. Okay. If people guess $12, I'm going to give out a handful of $12 coupons, if that's what the total amount is. If people guess a different number, and if the total amount is that number, that's what they'll get. So you saw the quantity of books. It's not a whole lot of books. You saw the cassettes and the DVDs and the stuff here. It's not really a whole lot. And it's all bottom of the barrel, common stuff. Common, community. All right. Tell me thing going up. Comment down below. Some numbers, whatever you guess. It will end for tomorrow. Tomorrow's video is when I will show the receipt, right? And anyone who won anything on any other type of giveaways I've done before, you can include yourself in this one as well, right? So if you won a $50 gift card for something before, you can you are allowed. I am allowing you to participate in this one as well. All right. Subscribe, share. It's all free. They help me, help you, so we can help other people learn about selling physical media on eBay. Appreciate it. Thank you.